Welcome. We actually have everyone here this evening for Cypher Crafter episode 0. Joining us this week is Rustin Coons. Let's see if he hears us and can give us a wave. Oh, we seem to have a lag issue.
I can kind of hear him, but not really.
Sorry, we just had a cat launch onto the desk. We're working on getting Rustin's audio working. Entirely on my side, I'm trying to figure out how to get the feed. The video turns out is the easy part. Rustin, can you say something? Okay, nope, still not hearing your audio. Any suggestions on your side, Rustin? I've got the video feed. It's getting the audio feed out of Discord. That's apparently the trick. That's still okay. Oh, now let's try.
Can you hear me now?
It's worse.
One more time.
Can you hear me now?
Very faintly.
Okay, try again.
There, can you? I am able to hear you. I'm actually hearing you without too much of a difficulty.
Oh, I think I heard him.
I've been hearing him faintly, but I can't.
Let me see if I can turn my mic input up at all.
Making progress. In just a second, we'll get started regardless, and Jen will work while I figure this out. Okay. One more try before Jen starts talking about her character.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Here it is.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay, so you know you're already live streaming, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, we're aware.
Okay.
Hello, 2 viewers. Thank you all. This is our first time pulling everybody into our feed. Now it's got to mix the audio a little bit better, but that's going to be an easy part.
Right.
Okay, so welcome back. We have this is Promise Monkey presents Cypher Crafter, again featuring myself, Scott Robinson, Jen Ross,
Hi.
and from last time also
Balder.
Balder the cat. But this time joining us is Rustin Coons.
Yay.
Hello, everybody.
Why don't you introduce yourself briefly? Oh.
Hi, my name is Rustin Coons. I'm a longtime friend of Scott and Jennifer's. I've known Scott since middle school, and Jen since high school, actually. So Scott and I were part of the same basically original D&D group playing together when we met in middle school. And so we have a long running history with RPGs together. When Scott became, interested in Cypher, he was the one that kind of like brought me along to that. Which it's a fantastic game system that you can do just a tremendous amount of things with. With Scott, I was a contributor on Cypher Crafter magazine, and then when our good friend David Wilson Brown decided to run for state representative in North Carolina, and that he could no longer editor, Scott and I took over editorial duties together for the magazine. And so we contributed to that. I did 2 of the covers and have designed a handful of instant adventures and other scenarios for the older Cypher rules. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I love games. Games are great.
Yeah, and something we emphasized last week is all 3 of us are experienced GMs, both within the Cypher system and MCG games, but also beyond that. And we're here in part to share our love for GMing and to make GMing easier by illustrating how to minimize prep and emphasize improvisation and creativity. But before we can get to that, we have to have some characters to play with. So with the new Cypher rules out, we thought we'd dedicate this episode to illustrating character creation in the Cypher rules. It has a slightly different system and a slightly different process for making those characters. It's intended to be a little more guided of an experience than under Cypher system. But there are a large number of options that will be, that are available to you. We're going to start within the Strange campaign we talked about in episode -1, kind of a multiversal sci-fi, kind of real world sci-fi, where there's a more than advanced technology that doesn't really exist but exists in the hands of a small few operatives of the organizations that understand what the Strange is, and that's kind of a starting point for a Strange campaign. So we thought we'd create maybe 3 characters, time permitting, this evening, and we'll go through that process. Do Jen or Rustin, do you want to thumb wrestle for who goes first?
I'm actually.
I will happily defer to Jen on this one.
I was going to say I'm quite curious to see what Rustin will do, but sure, okay.
Great. You get to see how bad I am at typing, but this is not apparently form fillable. The form is now messed up, but I have a backup plan. Wait just a moment. Let's see.
So since we went with hard sci-fi last time, that's what we're going to be going from, thinking of the science fiction style characters. And I was thinking along the lines of a tech engineer sort of person. I usually go with medics or druids and things like that. So I thought I'd do something a little different, but not totally different, because no one would be surprised I want a sciencey character. Well, no one who knows me.
It's not a tremendous shock, no.
Not a shock. So So I was thinking of an engineer from the new science fiction list. So if you go into the new Cypher rules, instead of having the tiers and doing Adept Explore like the earlier Cypher system, you go into your genre, and under sci-fi, there is a list of fun sorts of things that would work for that particular area. And I thought I would do engineer.
Okay, so let's get your character sentence together.
Right.
So do you have it? We'll say Jen for now.
Yeah, I haven't thought of a name yet. My cat left, so I can't really play Blofeld anymore. No, I'm kidding. So I am a clever, I think, engineer. I thought about clever, intuitive, and intelligent, and what was the other one? Clever, intuitive,
Inquisitive.
But I thought with gadgety, I would stick with clever. And so, in thinking about what kind of science character I wanted to make, I actually thought about doing spellcasting, which I know is a weird kind of thing. So,
Stream right now.
Spellcasters in Cypher can do something a little bit different. They use low-level ciphers more often, and so I want to be a clever engineer who is a spellcaster, but let's skin that as a science fiction sort of thing and say I'm a clever engineer who has a gadget for that.
Okay. So we have, which is, I'm going to just make sure people understand, this is a reskin of cast spells. And we'll show you what that looks like and how flexible the system is as we go through this. When you start a new Cypher character, you do start with a different, you start with what's called a core character. And a core character starts with 8 points in each of the pools. And then you get to choose where to put 6 points. Where would you like to put your bonus 6 points?
Well, first, I think I need to up my intellect as an engineer.
Okay. How many?
Let's give probably 3 to intellect, 2 to speed, and 1 to might.
Okay. Then our effort level is going to be 1. That's the same for every character, every core character. And most importantly, we define 2 skills. And these skills can come really from anywhere. But one way to, again, facilitate character creation in Cypher, they've created genre skills, genre skill lists. And so you can look at those, the genre skills to find 2 that you want. Another option is to take 3 skills and then an inability in some 4th skill. So what skills are you thinking of for your gadget engineer?
Does this include the ones that come with clever?
Yeah, well, this is a change for Cypher. You can't duplicate. It is no longer the case that if you get a skill from 2 sources, you become specialized.
Right.
So you probably want to avoid what you're going to get from clever.
Right. So let me get the clever first to make sure I'm not duplicating that.
Yeah.
So I marked that earlier somewhere. Clever gives me +2 to the intellect pool, and I'm trained in deception, hacking, persuasion, or recognizing motive. I think hacking would be good.
Okay. So hacking, that's coming from your descriptor.
Uh-huh.
And so, but this is a core character, so you need 2 skills for your core character.
2 skills for my core character. Well, I'm an engineer, so do I need engineering?
You'll be getting that from your type.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
That I would hope so. Let's see. Identify, intimidate, no. Lockpick, maybe. Magical, no. Navigation.
Well, physics might be interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently physics is not interesting.
I'm kidding.
How about biology? Is that better?
No, I'm joking.
Or biochemistry?
Biochemistry, of course. But no, I'm joking. Yeah, physics does make sense. As a engineer, I should be good at physics.
And one more. And you might decide to not go with sort of intellectual
Right.
skill, but something to round yourself out, though that's not at all required.
I actually think navigation might be fun.
Okay. Let me put a little more space here and scroll down so you can see that a little bit better. Okay. After that, you'll get a pack of equipment, but that's going to be rendered moot once you move to the actual genre selections, which include the the descriptor isn't really a genre descriptor, so that's a bit or element, but type certainly is. And so you've selected engineer.
Right.
And let's look at what engineer gets you.
Let's find engineer. Not diplomat. I am not a diplomat.
One of the features of the Strange is that you have a base character, but your focus might change when you move from recursion to recursion. So for the basic skills that are going on the core character and from the descriptor, I'm putting an A next to those to indicate all recursions.
Okay.
Your abilities that come from your type, I believe, will also be for all recursions. But when you get focus abilities, will indicate that they're Earth abilities. They're things you do on Earth. And we don't really know yet how the new rules are going to handle translation and changing foci. So we'll just make it up as we go. And just assume that we'll be changing foci selectively when we move from recursion to recursion.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like an unreasonable assumption to make.
Yeah.
It's pilot.
Alphabetical after
pilot. Engineer. Okay. So engineer has
skip the backgrounds.
Abilities would be able to take 2 or more minor wounds and 1 more moderate wound.
Oh, let me talk. I didn't put this in. Base characters get 3 minor wounds, 3 moderate wounds. Man, I'm having real trouble with my 2 key, apparently. No, it's not the key. It's pure obvious.
3 minor wounds.
Okay, but then we add to that from your type.
So I get 2 more minor wounds and 1 more moderate.
Okay.
Which makes sense that I would not be able to take like major stuff.
Right.
I get an extra to my speed pool, extra 1 to my speed, and an extra 3 to intellect. And I get to add 1 edge in a pool of my choice, which is going to be intellect. Then I can freely use light and medium weapons, freely use light and medium armor.
I'm going to put that under abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just medium weapons and armor, because both of those, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Armor works entirely different in Cypher, and we'll be talking about that more as we move forward and actually play with the characters later.
So tier 3 and tier 6, I'm not going to worry about that. Now these connected knowledge.
Okay, the first of the engineer abilities is connected knowledge.
It costs 1 intellect, and I can connect to restricted data via implant, handheld device, or robotic drone assistant, or something like that.
Yeah, and you can define that kind of however you want in your character, to how to visualize it, however you want.
Difficulty is routine, if it's something anyone could learn, or level 3 if it's sensitive or secret, or primarily engineering topic, and level 5 or higher if your GM decides that information is particularly sensitive or secret, whether scientific or nature or not. Mm-hmm. Expert engineer. So I'm trained in engineering.
So I'm putting that back up on skill.
Uh-huh.
And since this is a type ability, it's going to be at all recursions.
Okay. And then modify device. You can quickly jury-rig a piece of equipment or power source in order to repair or upgrade it. Now that sounds like engineering to me.
Yeah.
This requires access to appropriate parts and tools. So you can repair or upgrade.
Okay. So far, we've created a core character. We've added a descriptor with clever and a type with engineer. Mm-hmm. The last piece is going to be the focus. Mm. And this is where we're playing a little loose, but to show you the power and flexibility of the Cypher system. So you wanted cast spells.
Right.
Which we have renamed, has a gadget for that.
Have a gadget for that, which would be in fantasy.
So this would be, the focus are all pooled together.
Okay.
But not far.
Cast
Cast spells.
cast spells.
So with focus abilities too, there is a complication with the playtest document. When the book comes out, there's going to be a tech tree for each of the foci. And you're going to choose 2 of the 3 abilities at tier 1. And those are going to limit what you can decide at tier 2, tier 3, and beyond.
Of course.
But we don't know about the dependencies yet. We can make some reasonable guesses, but we're not sure about how the tree will go out. So we'll just pick 2 of 3 and roll with it.
And hope that works.
Yeah.
Okay, so cast spells, you get a book of various spells and can change which ones you have ready to cast each day. Blast of energy.
So this is book of
monsters,
gadgets.
So instead of blast of energy and fireballs and stuff like that, this will be gadgets. I will have gadgets for that. So there's a tier 1, you can have blast, hedge magic, and prepare spell. Is that right?
And sense magic.
And sense magic.
So 2 of the 4 you can choose.
You can choose 2 of the 4. I think sense magic would be good.
Sense, I'm going to call it strange energy.
Yes.
Since that's our version of
since
magic.
The weird science, right? Since weird science. And I think I'll do prepare spells so I can have a gadget for that.
So we're calling that prepare gadget, which is really prepare spell.
Prepare the tech, right?
Right.
Each day you can pick a different magical effect and cast it as a spell. Choose a low power manifest cipher, and you gain that cipher's effect as a spell. So that would be my gadget, is a low level cipher.
And so after each rest, she'll be able to choose a new cipher if she chooses. So all characters have access to 2 ciphers. That's their cipher capacity. But she's going to be able to choose one that is her gadget, which is outside of that limitation. But she'll get to change it every day. So it's a bit like memorizing a spell, but this time you're choosing a gadget to take with you on the
So instead of going
heist.
through my list of spells every day and figuring out which one I want to prepare, I'm going to go through the gadget list.
Yes.
And I'll take my friend with me.
Yes. Okay, Rustin, what's your reaction to this?
Your version of a utility belt, Jim.
Huh?
It's your version of a utility belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I've really been enjoying is something called a proactive game mastering. This is a term I get from the Fishtail Brothers books on proactive GMing. It means that you that a GM should react to the player's abilities, indicating what it is they want to do with their characters. So based on this character creation, Rustin, as an experienced GM, what are some things that stand out to you that you basically think she's asking to do in the game that you'd want to facilitate as you're writing adventures?
Okay, well, again, the substitution of some sort of a utility belt or bandolier or whatnot for a spell list is fantastic. So I would think that there would be, perhaps some part of the adventure might involve finding or locating additional types of devices. This would be analogous to, discovering new spells for your spell book, essentially, in a 5e campaign.
Getting that fun cipher.
So now ciphers have a dual implication. Not only is it a fun thing you can have for your character, it also kind of goes in your book that you can then replicate it in the future. So for you, it's even more valuable to find new ciphers to play with.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that would allow you to duplicate those effects or, in a more long-term basis, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. Any other feedback, or do you want to move to the second character for Rustin?
I'm excited to see what Rustin's going to do.
Oh.
Great.
I'm going to warn you right now. I'm having a little difficulty navigating the document. Essentially, I guess that's really the way to think of it. Just because there's no way to easily skip around. So what? So how about this, Scott? Would you like to, since I have not created a new character yet under the new rules, would you like to walk me through it a little bit as well?
Sure. I'll walk you through the steps. Hopefully I don't forget much. So you start with a core character, and this way we'll start without the character sentence and just build up as we go. A core character begins with 8 points in every pool, but you have 6
to
points,
distribute.
however you want, that starts shaping what your character will emphasize.
Okay, I'm going to put 3 of those into intellect and 3 of those or 4 of those into intellect and 2 of those into speed.
2 into intellect and 4 in speed?
4 into intellect
the other
and 2
way.
in speed.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my first attribute here.
You've got an effort of 1. Everyone does. And you have 3 minor wounds, 3 moderate wounds. These are just the standard package for
Characters.
for core characters.
And 3 minor.
Major,
excuse me.
Sorry, had some feline interference there for a second.
Come here, Balder.
Then we move into skills.
Okay.
You can pick 2 skills. We're using roughly the sci-fi skill list, but I think you have enough experience with these games. You can kind of make them up, and it's going to be fine.
Sure. The 2 skills I would like to select are 0G fluency.
Oh, I love that.
And you'll see when you see the character I'm making here.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one I would like is physics. Because again, these are the general skills, right? Not the ones that come from my...
Right.
And these are skills you'll have across every recursion. These will be the base. You can choose a third if you take an inability. Would you like to do that?
We'll just stay with the 2.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, for your early character creation, I've been doing the same thing. Okay, so with that, we can move to... Boop. Okay, butt down. Okay. We move to the descriptor.
Okay, do you know in the document which page the descriptors are on? I'm just trying to find the list of descriptors because I can't remember which one.
I'm navigating around a cat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I remember which one it is. It's mystical.
Mystical.
I'm going with mystical, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, Jen's looking that up. I am trying to get Notion to... There we go.
So, you get +2 to your intellect pool. And you get to choose trained in magic lore, psychic lore, or religious lore.
We're going with psychic lore.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And what was the bonus on the pools?
2 to intellect.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hey.
Oh, here, I found the descriptors finally.
Books are not for chewing.
Psychic lore. Okay, and with that example from proactive role-playing. Okay, so we need to make sure that psychic elements are a core part of the game.
I'm excited about this.
Yes, that certainly fits with the sort of near-Earth, near-future sci-fi multiversal exploration.
Yes.
Okay, what about a type?
The type I'm going with is pilot.
Pilot.
Okay, you are a mystical pilot.
I am a mystical pilot.
And what does the pilot do for your character?
Well, I'm looking for where that was at, actually.
Yeah, apologies to everyone. We're all going through the initial playtest document. It's not the easiest thing to navigate.
But it's fine. It's still very cool to be able to see this and read.
Well, it's got all the stuff in it. It's just difficult to remember
navigate.
Which page. Yeah, the thing it's on.
So I don't know.
Especially when moving around a cat butt.
Yeah.
Boulder, you're not helping.
We'll find it here in a second.
You're a good kitty, but you're not helping.
It's down in all the hard sci-fi stuff. I'm just trying to find where that's at. Okay, here we go. No, that's the last part. Never mind. Where is pilot?
Scion.
Sure
so pilot must be before.
Yeah, it's under hard sci-fi, and it's kind of near the bottom of the section. I just can't remember what page.
That's the equipment bundle, which means pilot.
Pilot's up here. Okay.
Skip the background.
Skip the background. Past pilot abilities. You gain all of the following benefits. You're able to take 2 more minor wounds and 1 more moderate.
That sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar. +1 to speed pool. +3 to intellect pool. +1 edge and pool of your choice.
Where would you like me to put your edge? Intellect, I
There I
imagine?
fell. Yeah, it's going to go intellect edge on that one.
Okay, freely use light and medium weapons. Freely use light armor. Gain 1 weapon of your choice.
Hold on. Freely use light and medium weapons.
Weapons and armor.
No,
Light armor.
Only light armor.
Yeah, just light armor. And for the weapon, we're going to go with some form of, I guess, medium blaster is what we're going to be looking at.
Okay, I put blaster pistol.
Yeah, blaster pistol, basically.
Okay, so Born to Pilot is 2 intellect. When you roll to pilot a spacecraft and your roll is less than 9, treat the roll as a 9. This means you don't get an intrusion if you roll a 1.
No, you do not. Sounds great.
If it includes specific maneuvers, then you avoid nonsense. So, expert space pilot and piloting flourish.
Expert space pilot is trained in piloting spacecraft.
Yes, and that's what I want to be doing, is flying things around.
Again, this is an example of a player choice telling the GM, hey, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Well,
and specifically,
those
look
are
at the last
3 and 2
there, which is piloting flourish. When you handle
No.
spacecraft,
No, those
your
are-
impressive piloting chops, diverting quips, and or a certain something in the way you accomplish maneuver
And pilot
entertains and
flourish.
impresses others. I really like this description of an ability.
Okay, piloting flourish means that when you handle a spacecraft, your impressive piloting chops, diverting quips, and or a certain something in the way that you accomplish a maneuver entertains or impresses others. One creature you choose on or near the spacecraft who can see you is otherwise aware of your maneuver gains an asset to their next task when taken within a round or 2.
You pilot so well, you inspire others.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Okay. That means we have a mystical... Rustin is a mystical pilot. Now we just need to focus.
Right.
And our focus here is fuses, mind, and machine.
Love it.
Now, to be clear, although in the description it tends to say electronic aids implanted in your brain make you a mental powerhouse, I'm taking this more from the perspective that this is me not plugging into my craft, but literally manipulating my craft with my mind.
Yes, a psychic connection. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have a psychic connection, so I'm a mystical pilot who fuses mind and machine with my mystical abilities, essentially.
Fuses mind and machine.
Great. We have that pulled up if you need anything. Again, this time there are 3 choices at tier 1. Data processor, think fast, and wireless interface.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a wireless interface on that one.
I like it. Yeah, for what you're talking about. So, wireless interface, you can mentally communicate with machines within short range. Communication is 2-way, but the machine must be willing and able to communicate. You don't have to see the target, but you must know that it's in range, and you can have more than one active contact at once, but you must establish contact with each machine individually. That's pretty cool.
And so your last choice is between think fast, which gives you training in intellect defense, or data processor.
I'm going to pick data processor for that.
So the description here, 1 intellect, drawing upon stored information and the ability to process incoming data at amazing speeds, you temporarily become trained in a mental task. Each time you activate this ability, choose 1 intellect skill such as hacking, intellect defense, or knowledge skill, or perception, and you become trained in that skill until you use a 10-minute or longer recovery.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, this actually makes me kind of think of Murderbot.
Yes.
A little bit, actually.
Okay, so I think we have Rustin as a mystical pilot who fuses mind and machine. And I
Yeah, I
can,
kind of visualize myself, hovering an inch off the deck in a lotus position, using my mind to fly the ship around.
I love it.
okay, we'll do one more character. I'll do my own. Let's see, new character. I'm gonna have to go change. Make sure this is all showing correctly. It is. Okay, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Scott is, and I wanted to be a. I'm not sure on my descriptor, so I better look up that list.
It's the pink flag.
Yes. Brash. Let's go with brash. Yes. Brash soldier who I think it's carries a gun.
Is that the one?
Something like that.
Let me get back to sci-fi.
I'll start on my core character while you're looking that up. Might, speed.
And you might want the brash too.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that. Though I
Yeah,
know it's a +2 to speed, so I'm gonna go start that at 10 rather than 8. And a skill. For the skill in brash, I'm gonna take initiative, which just means I get an asset whenever I roll for initiative.
Nice.
Okay, so my 6 points.
Hey, that hurts.
I'm going to add 4 to might and 2 to speed. And my effort is going to be 1. I'll have 3 minor wounds, 3 moderate wounds.
Let's see, soldier. Scoundrel.
You're too far. Soldier, I think, is at the very beginning of sci-fi. So let's see. It's going to be after sorcerers.
Swashbuckler is definitely not. We're still in fantasy.
Medic. Operative. Pilot. Soldier.
Soldier, there it is. Soldier
Okay.
abilities. So you can take 3 more minor wounds and 1 more moderate wound.
Ooh, I get a little more.
A little bit, which makes sense. You're a soldier.
Hey, you're tough enough.
Oh, and I still need to add 2 skills for my core character.
Oh wait, we need to look at brash as well.
I already did, and
Okay,
it is.
you already
I'm
did
choosing
that.
initiative, and I added 2 to my speed.
Okay.
For skills, now the Cypher system, you still can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna be skilled at ranged offense" or something like that. There's attacks and defense skills are still gated in certain ways, but I think I would like a skill in stealth. And something more kind of military.
I mean, I can see intimidation. I can see diplomat. I can see.
Yeah, we don't have anyone who's diplomat, so I'm gonna do diplomacy. Okay, then let's see. Back to soldiering.
So add 2 to your might pool, 2 to your speed pool, +1 edge and area of your choice.
I'll make it might since we don't have anyone with an edge in might right now.
You can freely use all weapons and all armor.
Okay.
And you get a weapon of your choice.
Is it P90 that they have in Stargate?
Yes.
I have one of those.
Or is that Nicotel?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Kidding.
But I'm saying this is a medium range weapon.
Medium range weapon. Okay. So combat enhancement. 2 speed or intellect. Your military.
I like this one.
Your military combat enhancement, likely some kind of nerve implant, subdermal hardware, or genetic modification, lowers your reaction time in response to unexpected threats so that you're really rarely surprised. Roll initiative is normal, but your roll is less than 15. Treat the roll as a 15. This means you don't get a intrusion at 1.
And this probably is not the most optimal choice when I already have a skill in initiative, because those are competing with each other a little bit, but not directly, so I'm going to stick with it.
Okay.
An expert combatant.
Expert combatant. You are trained in a specific weapon attack of your choice, such as swords, axes, or bows, or in a broader category of attacks, such as light bashing weapons, light bladed weapons, light range weapons, medium, and so on.
Medium range weapons.
Yeah.
I'm going to add that as a skill.
Uh-huh.
Since it is, and let's see.
Okay. And push implant. After attacking, you can activate a combat implant to make an additional attack as extra action on your turn. Doing this inflicts a moderate wound on yourself. This ability renews after you use a 10-hour recovery.
Okay.
This is very murder body.
Yeah, that really is.
Or like
it's super murder body.
Julia Mao from The Expanse, who does that thing with her tongue. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That character is a lot easier because we weren't being quite as loose.
Right.
So that's how simple it is to start from a core character and end up with a brash soldier who.
We haven't gotten to
focus. That's right. I still have a focus.
So we got to look up who carries a gun. So control speeds, master's weaponry, probably back. I'll let you look. Is it who?
Is it? Yeah, no.
Is it who or carries?
Yeah. I was going to go to the list at the front to see. Carries.
Carries with a C.
So that's really early. It's after build allies. Carries a gun.
Okay.
So my options are concealed carry, excellent gunner, or keen eye. Mm-hmm. Now, concealed carry gives me advantages when I'm trying to conceal the gun to get through places. I like that.
That seems important if you're going to try to be diplomatic.
And stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does seem important.
Yes, on any task to spin, twirl, quick draw, or any other trick task involving your firearm as well.
You guys are going to be show-offs, and I'm going to be there with my gadgets going, I can help.
Excellent gunner means I would inflict an extra damage with firearms. Keen eye, you can see perfectly well as far, and let's see, half again as normal. I'm not going to worry about vision. I just don't really want to mess with that. So I'm going to go with excellent gunner instead for the bonus damage.
Fantastic.
So I'm the security for this little operation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, kind of like Murderbot.
Kind of like Murderbot. Suckbot.
Yes. Okay, so we now have a brash soldier who carries a gun. And have skills set out, and these three characters could jump right into a game, mm-hmm. which won't be just yet.
Right.
And what we'll typically do when we're not creating as many things as 3 full characters, we will create something, a cipher, a monster, a location, whatever it may be, and then we will play with these characters with whatever that thing we created is. But we thought, with this session, people will be much more interested in actually seeing character creation because it is so new with Cypher and there's new process for it.
Well, so we've got a mystical pilot, so we're going to have to be occasionally in zero-G and traveling through space. We're going to have some combat, obviously, with our brash soldier, and we're going to have to get in and out of situations with gadgets.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the things I liked about picking the pilot is it is a really good example of how at this level or at this particular junction, the player has a lot of input into how the game's actually going to play out. I mean, it's completely possible that before now, the game master might have been thinking only of a terrestrial setting.
Right.
Strictly an earthbound or planet-bound setting. Or even if you were moving from planet to planet, that aspect of the game might not have been particularly involved. So, just by having a player who's a pilot, now you're thinking, well, I need to include some space stuff. I need to include maybe, some navigating through space or some relevance that this character would have to the setting that we're engaging with,
And
which
on
is
Earth,
a cool thing.
it can still be other forms of piloting.
Yeah, it can be other forms of
Sure.
piloting.
You could pilot a plane or a helicopter or an ornithopter if we want to go the Dune route or something like that.
Absolutely.
Again, once you say these things, they just start to exist in the campaign. So ornithopters now have to be a thing.
Ornithopters are a thing now.
Or, now I'm thinking of aquatic vessels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Submarines, yeah, submersibles, any number of submersible crafts.
Though we have to be careful. What was it in Futurama? What was defined for space travel? So it can withstand anywhere between 0 and 1 atmospheres.
Yeah. As their ship is crashing to Earth and actually about to sink into the ocean, like, how many atmospheres can this tolerate? Between 0 and 1, preferably. It is in fact a spaceship.
It's not nothing.
I'm sorry, that's just one of those things that sticks with me because I thought that was hilarious.
Well, I mean, it was an excellent thing to point out. I mean, I don't know too many people that had thought about that before that. And I think the general assumption is, yeah, it's a spaceship. It can go underwater. Ooh, maybe not.
Maybe not. I mean, it's airtight, but it may not be good for the atmosphere.
I mean, you're not going to drown, but,
right.
You might have a voyage to the Titanic experience.
What was it? Going from biology to physics
yes.
very quickly? Right.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 physics specialists.
Yeah.
So they can describe that quite well, I'm sure. Well, I think we're kind of wrapping up, but what would you like to create next week? We talked about maybe doing crazier characters, or we could do a different type of thing.
Or we could build incursions.
Recursions.
Recursions, excuse
yeah,
me.
We could...
Not incursion. I'm thinking differently.
Yeah.
Recursions.
Been watching too many Avengers videos. Yeah, we could create a recursion for us to play in. We could create character arcs for each of our characters.
Oh, that would also be good.
Yeah, character arcs would be fun.
Yeah. Any preference?
Well, I would say we should either work on a character arc or perhaps maybe look at some of those oppositional groups.
Like factions?
Yeah. So maybe a little bit of both, character arcs and looking at the factions and what motivates that.
Yeah. I mean, you got quite a bit of time into those factions last week. So I think, circling back to that and maybe looking at how that would interact with our new characters might be a good place to start.
Absolutely. And then we'll do a little bit of actual play at the end where we have the characters interacting with either a character arc or the faction. Mm-hmm. And we'll try to figure it out between ourselves how we're going to do that.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that sounds good. Well, it is great to have the whole gang together.
Yay, finally.
Yay.
And I did want to say something. Last week we were watching Cypher Unlimited before this, and I was so impressed with them talking about Numenera because I've always been interested in Numenera, but I find it vaguely intimidating, and they made it feel so much less intimidating last week between the Cypher Unlimited guys and what Sean was saying. So in my head, I always think Gene Wolfe and like Shadow of the Torturer and all that, and I find Gene Wolfe highly intimidating, and I'm like, I can't do that. And so listening to them made me feel much better about it. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, good to give those guys a shout out.
Yeah, and Sean, as always, is a treasure.
Sean is a treasure. That's fair.
Okay. Any remarks before we log off?
No, I think that's good. Although I would say to anybody who's out there watching live, always remember we've got live chat, and at any point you got questions or input or would you'd like to in any way interact with us during the stream, please feel comfortable doing that.
Yes, this is still new to me, so I'm working on integrating the chat into the stream itself. But it is set up to be operating and will be integrated in. I think I may need to get a monitor so I can have more things moving at once.
But this is where I can point out that we're all educators in our way, and so we're all used to being interrupted and explaining stuff.
Right. I think part of the motivation for this is that we're all educators, and we want to share what we love with others and help others, enjoy these games the way that we enjoy them.
Absolutely.
So, with that, I will say, have a good night and a good week for everyone, and we look forward to seeing people back next week again, Thursday, 10:30 Central Time, and we'll for that look at character arcs and maybe a recursion.
Excellent.
Very good.
Yay, Rustin.
Yeah.
Yes. Have a good week, all.
Have a good week, everybody.